What seeds are you planting? What plant are you growing on the new moon? When I say that plant, it could be that project, that new beginning that you're starting, or yourself. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about the new moon in Taurus. I'm going to be breaking down what it will mean for you and also talking about how it's going to affect me and talk about more of my personal experience as a Pisces rising. So, quick little Taurus story. Taurus for me is in my third house of communication, daily life, daily travel, siblings, neighbors. So it's pretty much your day-to-day life, everything that happens around it, and the people that you see on a day-to-day basis, and the way you communicate with everybody in your life and everything like that. So obviously we've all should by now be very familiar with the Taurus energy, as it literally has, Taurus energy has been expanding in some part of our lives in different ways, depending on where Taurus is in your chart or what house Taurus is in. But one of the biggest lessons I've learned about Taurus is how important it is to develop a ritual, a daily ritual for myself, which helps me to be more present, which is very Taurus, helps me slow down, which is very Taurus, and helps me connect to my senses, which is very Taurus. Rituals too, because that helps you to create that experience. So now I've noticed, it's crazy because I've noticed that the more that I do these rituals, like the more consistent I am at it, the better my daily life goes and everything else. And the better I feel, the less chaotic I feel, the more things like flow together. And it's really nice. It took a while for me to be disciplined enough to actually like commit to it, because obviously there's days where you don't feel like, being still. At least for me as an Aries moon, I'm always like I want to act now. And I've had to realize that that's not always the best energy, actually. Taking a pause first and then letting you connecting to how you feel and you just taking that break could benefit you in so many ways. And for you to pause first and then react, or then go after whatever it is. But yeah, so today's been a chaotic day. Also, today was the first day, I think, this week, or the second day, I think, that I did not wake up and instantly do my daily, I call it my morning ritual, which is where I meditate and I journal and I have my whole little thing, which I'll go more into later. But so I didn't do that because I was just too excited to like start posting and working and doing a whole bunch of, working on videos and all this stuff like that. So I went straight into work. And let me tell you, every time I do that, it always bites me in the butt. I always end up feeling very chaotic. I always end up not like lacking in energy at the end and feeling sick because I didn't take care of myself. I didn't feed myself well. And my nervous system and I just feel very unbalanced. And I just always be like, dang, I should have started off my day the right way, that I know that makes me feel the best. And that's like waking up, focusing on some self-care, okay? Taking that pause first, because we already know, as an adults and just in general, how days go. Life can get hectic. Work can get hectic. You don't know what may pop up in life, whatever. So the importance of waking up early and doing something for yourself that slows you down before the chaos of life starts is so important. I was trying to find a better word than that, but yeah. So I didn't do that, and I felt all the things, the chaos. I didn't feed myself. I hadn't eaten breakfast or lunch. I just literally ate like a couple of hours ago and it's 6 o'clock. So yeah, today's been that kind of day. Didn't take care of myself, all that stuff, felt like crap. So I was like, you know what, before I start this video, let me tap into this Taurus energy and let me do a 5-minute meditation at least, maybe slow down, do that, hit that pause, connect to my body, check in with my body and myself and ground myself. There we go. Ground myself for, so I can show up for you guys, show up for this video fully present. If I would have just went into it after feeling chaotic, I would have showed up in chaotic energy, and I probably would have forgot a lot of things that I meant to say and just all that stuff, like, all of just the chaos. So yeah, and after I did it, I just did a quick 5-minute meditation and I felt immediately better. It was hard to do it. I didn't want to do it because, once again, I just wanted to get straight into the work. But stopping and just getting into that meditation, I felt so relaxed and clear-minded, and ready, better. I felt more confident to show up in front of the camera today. So that's my little Taurus story, and that is what we're going to be, that's the basis of Taurus moon, which we're going to get into really quick. First off, I like to pull an oracle card, right now just to see if it connects to the Taurus energy, and then I don't show it now, but I'll show it at the end of the video, and then we'll see if it resonates with the Taurus energy. If it resonates with what I say, because this is something that I used to do in my old videos because I was trying to test out my or build my intuitive muscle. I feel like I've been doing that. I'm very confident, much more confident now in my ability to give a reading. I've given myself and many people readings thanks to the school or the little thing that I've been doing. But anyways, let's pull the card. Who is hot? Okay, Spirit. Connect me to the energy of this Taurus moon. What is the energy of Taurus moon? Thank you. Okay, so as always, I like to break it down to the basics to better understand what the moon in Taurus is, specifically the new moon in Taurus. So first of all, new moons are all about new beginnings. It's the perfect time to manifest, to set an intention on something new that you want to start, a new project, a new chapter in your life. And obviously, since it's going to be in Taurus, it's going to be you starting something new in the area of your chart that Taurus rules. What house does Taurus rule? That is where you will be starting some sort of new beginning, fresh start in your life. So the moon. So let's break down moon and Taurus. So the moon has to do with how we feel physically and how we feel emotionally. Okay, it's our physical and emotional needs. I like to think of it as our form of self-care. What do we need to feel emotionally nurtured and cared for and safe? Or how do we treat our bodies? What do our bodies need to feel cared for and nurtured and safe? And then we go to Taurus. Now, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus represents beauty, values, relationships or love, connections, and money, I guess you can say. And also Taurus is a fixed sign. So it's very kind of set in its ways. It's very much kind of hard to persuade. It's fixed energy, so it fixates its energy onto something that it wants to get done. Also, Taurus is an earth sign, so Taurus connects best to the earth. It likes to ground itself. It likes to work with the elements of the earth, or what the earth involves, as far as like plants and nourishing foods. This is something new I've kind of discovered on my little astrology journey. It's also thinking about what house does Taurus traditionally rule in a birth chart, and that's the second house, which represents values, assets, your income, how you make your money, and your gifts and your talents. Taurus, very like hardworking and very much wants to work to enjoy the pleasures of life, because it also represents, Venus is that pleasure energy. And once again, when I say it being an earth sign, it's all about like senses. When I think of Taurus, the first thing that comes to my mind is connecting to your senses, because that is very much the best way to blend Venus, which is about pleasure and values. But then when you make it an earth sign, so when you combine Venus with earth is the senses, what you can touch. What makes you feel the most grounded? When you are connecting to your senses, when you're paying attention to your smell, when you're smelling a candle or something like that, like you're paying attention to your nose, or when you breathe in and then breathe out, that's you connecting back to your body. When you eat something, you are connecting to your sense of taste. So Taurus loves to bathe in the pleasures and the senses of life. Tapping into your senses, taste, touch, smell, feel. I always forget the other one. Eyesight, sight. When you're connected to that. And so the things that pop up in my head for Taurus is, like I said, your 5, connecting to your senses, because that helps you to be present. That also helps you to slow down, which is all Taurus themes. A lot of Taurus gets the rep of like being very slow moving, because Taurus likes to take his time. And honestly, with the whole Jupiter in Taurus, I've realized the importance of that, as I gave you the example of the story, like I think it's so great how we've all learned to appreciate the little moments in life. For example, what do we see on social media a lot? At least on my social media. Food. Food has popped off, okay? And I have a funny feeling that it has to do with Jupiter being in Taurus. We all love watching food videos, and it seemed like it's been like so amazing. And it's amazing to watch, because even like cooking is very important. And now that there's so many food videos, people have developed this new love and appreciation for cooking and this art of it, like watching other people cook. It's cooking in itself is a grounding experience, because you slow down and you're being present with that food. And maybe you have a candle lit, that's connecting to your sense of smell. Maybe you have some music that's connecting to your sense of hear or whatever. You're in the element, and you are, really being filled up with all those senses, and it's just a good experience, and you can be present and you feel good because you're just present with what you're doing. Another big thing that I think about when I think about Taurus is rituals, establishing some sort of ritual or routine that you do on a consistent basis, a daily basis. And I like to say ritual instead of routine, because I read this phenomenal article on Medium a while back ago. I would literally link it because it's so amazing. And it told you, it pretty much broke down why rituals are better in a sense than routines, and how like even across the world and like Asian culture and stuff like that, how rituals are just so important. Because the difference between a ritual and a routine is something that you create, that you have to do because you're trying to achieve some sort of goal. And most of the time, routines are good because you want to build that consistency, but a lot of the times you may not even like the routine that you're doing. I hope my thing is focused. Oh yeah. You're just doing this routine to get a result, rather than if you create a whole ritual, you actually embody this thing. You're doing you're doing this thing, whatever you're doing, with more of an intention behind it, so it becomes a lifestyle. And you also learn to get to feel like pleasure in it, like you enjoy what you're doing, because you've made it pleasurable for yourself. So for example, that's like me doing this morning ritual. I am preparing myself for the day, but I am taking a beat to, before I start my day, I'm kind of romanticizing. And that's another thing that popped off, romanticizing your life on YouTube. And there's so many videos of that, romanticizing your life. I feel like that's very Jupiter and Taurus energy. Because me in the mornings doing that makes me feel so good. Even if I have to wake up earlier, it just sets the tone for the day. So, doing your rituals, doing your, creating that, and learning to slow down, learning to connect to your senses. And, also I was going to say, doing your rituals will also help you. All right. My feet was getting, whatever you call it. It was starting to become sleep. But yeah, if you are creating daily rituals, then I like to think of it like this. Look at wherever you have Taurus in your chart. And wherever you have Taurus in your chart, for example, it's in my 3rd house. So for example, I have established these rituals which have created so much improvement in my daily lives, in my communications. That's the whole think before you speak, pausing before you start your day. If you need to take a beat in the middle of the day to do a quick 5-minute meditation, do some self-care for yourself, that's so important. And it's like improved my daily life when I'm being intentional. And that's another, I feel like, Taurus word is being intentional about what you're doing. And meditating, I think that's another thing, because that's just our different ways of grounding. Meditating, going outside, walking on grass, which I need to do more of. I just did like earlier this week, and it was such an amazing feeling. Because all of those remind us that we're or take us back into like the present, which is very important. Another thing that I learned, and I'm just blabbering everything off, but another thing that I learned is the power of silence, but doing an activity without having to have a distraction. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one when I say I watch YouTube videos and listen to podcasts for pretty much everything that I do. When I'm cooking, when I'm folding clothes, when I'm using the bathroom. Yep, I'm guilty. And I have noticed myself changing my mind. Like sometimes when I'm cooking, I'll be like, you know what? I'm actually just going to be present. It sounds so boring and I don't really like it in the moment, but when I do it, oh my gosh, it's like my mind is literally giving me this flood. It's like someone turned on the hose of creativity and just ideas and thoughts that would have never came to me if my mind was distracted by a video that I was watching. And maybe the act of me doing something present and being present with myself, I can fucking finally hear my thoughts, hear my own thoughts, hear my body, connect to my body. Like, hey body, like how have you been? Oh, you need more of this? Or like feeling myself, being present in life, not being so like looking at everything else or having your mind on social media all the time and stuff like that. So I have really learned that and realized that a lot. Like, when I take showers and I'm washing my hair, which for me, I have naturally curly hair. So my showers take about 30 minutes or for me to wash my hair, and then I have to deep condition it, detangle it, blah blah blah. Like now I don't even have music playing or videos playing. Now you can have music if you want, but I don't have videos or podcasts. I'm present, and oh my gosh, I get so much creative downloads, and just yeah, it's so, silence and presence is so magical, and you wouldn't even think it. You wouldn't even realize it. So those are Taurus things. And also lastly is kind of like creating an environment for yourself. The thing, I was going to say, I guess like having that resilience and reliability to show up for yourself. So you can achieve whatever long-term goals that you are wanting for yourself. Because the best thing about Taurus, man, is that they are reliable and they show up. Because they gonna get their bread, okay? Because they got a whole life that they gotta afford the lavishness of their life, and they need to buy the, that's why they always say Taurus likes their food, and Taurus likes high quality things, but Taurus be showing up for that work, because they not playing about themselves and their self-care and stuff like that. And so yeah, it's like I want, and I admire that a lot. I really do. And it's like yeah, let me show up for myself and be reliable on my own self. Can I rely on my own self first? And then can others rely on me? Can I rely on myself to show up for the things that I want in life? Can I rely, and that's once again establishing those daily rituals that will ground you, for you to connect to your body and get those creative downloads, so you can know where you need to go, connecting to that intuition of yours. So you know where you need to go, and you can get those insights, and then you can know how to move next, or you can know how you need to create whatever goals or whatever you're trying to create, or wherever Taurus is in your chart. I'm saying create because for me, this connects to me starting this Healthy Girl Healing community that I'm going to be starting which is like a spiritual astrology healing women's group. And it's a project that I've been working on for over a year now. And it's crazy because it started all from me tapping into that Taurus energy and creating my rituals and improving myself, and realizing like, whoa, I've been doing this consistently for a long time, and I'm actually starting to see a lot of results and changes in my life. Let me help others and connect with others. It's just, so anyways, I've learned a lot about myself from just showing up for myself, being able to rely on myself to show up and do my rituals and take care of myself, to ground myself. Because if I'm grounded, then I know what I need for me, and I can't hear the outside world. When I'm grounded, I can put my head down to figure out how I'm going to set these long-term goals that I'm going to also be able to show up for every day and intentionally get it done, but also pacing myself, because once again, Taurus is about that slow progress, because quick progress is fake. And let me tell you, as an Aries moon, once again, yeah, it's nice to go at it quick, but you burn out fast. Slow and steady wins the race, and it sure freaking does, okay? So that is that. So the moon in Taurus is, how can we nurture our feelings, or what self-care can we provide ourselves that will connect us to our senses? Or no, how can we... So the moon in Taurus is taking care of yourself physically and emotionally by doing all the things that I literally just named, by connecting to your senses, by grounding yourself, by feeling secure and feeling that security and comfort. That's another thing that I wrote. Okay, so I also wrote down some notes. So let me reference that before I start rambling. I thought of this literally when I was in the car, crazy, And that was the only time I got out today because I didn't even get to do my walk, which I've been really trying my best to be on top of everything. But today's just been a hectic day. But today was a beautiful day. My windows were down. And it's so funny because I swear, once I got my head out the freaking internet and work and I was literally clear-minded, I didn't even listen to any music when I was on my way to the grocery store. And I got these like downloads and I just wrote it down in my, because I was thinking of like what I'm, trying to think about Taurus and Moon. So I'm going to read off everything that I said. Okay, hold on. Let me change positions again. Comfort rituals that will ground you into whatever intention you are setting for yourself. What are you grounding yourself in? Imagine digging your feet into a pot of dirt. What are you trying to grow into? What comfort rituals will provide you security and stability in the long term? Or for the long term? Where in your life do you need to create a reliable ritual? The more you do that, the more secure it becomes. What seeds are you planting? What plant are you growing on the new moon? How are you going to nurture that plant every day to help it grow? And nurturing it is what? Showing up. Showing up, baby. Doing those rituals. Caring for it every day. How are you going to nurture that plant every day to help it grow? When I say that plant, it could be that plant, that project, that new beginning that you're starting, or yourself, and/or. I also said reliable, or Taurus is reliable. It's reliable, hard to change though, and get out of. I said, what are your pleasures and values? How can you incorporate that into your daily life? Oh, so this reminds me. So another thing about Taurus is the sensual, so connecting to those five senses, but Taurus is also a very sensual sign. Obviously, it's ruled by Venus. And the thing, if you think about sensuality, we're about to get a little sexy, spicy right now for a little bit. You think about a fucking sexy ass woman, okay? That when she walks, she looks like she's walking on freaking water. Her hips is swaying in the most And I have a boyfriend, okay? But I can admire women because women are beautiful. But, you imagine a girl who, when you walk by, her movement is just so elegant and her hair just smells so good and she's just radiating. Like, I swear, a lot of Taurus women are beautiful and they just look like goddesses. But the difference between Libra goddess and Taurus goddess is Taurus is more like classic, that not old school, but that vintage, like grown woman vibes. But anyways, when you think about sensuality, like what makes a person sexy or sensual? Their movement, their vibes that they give off. But when you think of the movement, and when you're dancing sensually, what are you doing? Like you're moving slow, you are really paying attention to moving slow, because then somebody who's watching that can kind of like anticipate the next, like you really kind of focus and set your intention on wherever that person is like moving or whatever, so it's very intentional. So I think of that, like tapping into your sensuality and moving, taking it slow, and use your imagination for what that may mean in all areas of your life. So yeah, how can you make your routines, rituals more pleasurable? How can you ensure you show up to them every day? How can you become more reliable? Where in your life do you need to move more slowing down to enjoy the experiences more, slowing down to notice the beauty of life, and treating yourself? So last but not least, I'm going to top all this off with when you slow down, you start to really appreciate life more, okay? You start to notice life more. You start to notice things more. And we live in a very fast-paced world. You miss a lot of stuff when you're moving fast-paced. Also, this is something that I've learned, and I'm going to talk about my Jupiter and Taurus experience. But once again, me really tapping into my spirituality and astrology have made me realize how you can miss life. You can miss the messages, the symbols, the signs from a higher power. You can miss just what's going on around you because you're so wrapped up in life, or like, wrapped up in other people's lives, social media. And the nutrients, the juice, the meat, the potency, the lessons, the gold is in the moments of slowness, because your eyes, your ears, your senses are more heightened. You're more aware. You can see when you slow down. You can notice. So, tap into that Taurus energy, baby. So yeah, that is the new moon in Taurus, okay? Hopefully that made sense. And I'm going to be doing my first ever Healthy Girl Healing meetup. It's going to be a meetup for any all girls, calling all girls who are spiritually connected or on the spiritual journey, on their healing journeys, is into holistic health, is into astrology, is into a mixture of it all. I'm going to be giving astrology readings to everyone and talking about like I'm going to be actually applying and giving people readings based on the Taurus moon. So I'm going to be telling you personally, based on your life and your chart, what Taurus moon means for you, giving you advice on or consulting you with whatever new beginnings and new things that you should be starting or manifesting on the new moon in Taurus. Also, I'm going to be explaining to you guys what I've learned about manifesting on new moons and the best way to do it, to actually manifest the things or for it to play out in your life. There are other things happening on the new moon in Taurus, but I'm not going to get into that for right now, as far as like other planets connecting and all the stuff like that. I just wanted to give you guys the basics of new moon in Taurus. Now it's time for us to look at whatever these two cards that I just pulled. So, first card. Body freaking talk. What have I been telling you guys? Listening to your body, connecting to your body. Spirit, thank you. Feed your spirit. I mean, if this is not the most Taurus effing card, that I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So, on new moon, Source Spirit is advising us collectively to listen to our bodies. This is the moon right here. Right here. Moon in Taurus. Moon. Our physical needs, our emotional needs, tuning into our body, and feeding our spirit, which is very much also Taurus. And this could be food, but it could be like what in our lives feed our spirit? What does our what nurtures our spirit? What makes us feel fed and neutralized? What do we need to feed our spirit, to feel good? So you have to ask yourself that and think about that. How are you going to combine that with taking care of your body? Wow. So doing something for your body, which is listening to your body, tuning into your body, grounding yourself in your body, doing some body care, some self-care, and also really setting an intention. And this could be like what you could be manifesting. What will feed your spirit? What will make your spirit happy? What meal do you need? Your spirit needs to feel fed and nourished. So once again, it's not food per se. I know for me, it's connection. It's so much connection. I mean, not so much. I'm saying it's connection. And being able to help others and talk to others about the journey of life and living a more spiritually in tune life, and talking about astrology and creating our dream lives together, and talking about healing, giving advice, sharing our stories. I'm ready. I've been working on myself for a while, and I'm ready to actually connect with my community, the people who are meant for me, the women who are meant for me. I'm ready to learn too, because I'm a student always. I don't know everything. And that's why I love connecting with and talking to other people and sharing stories from other people, especially from around the world who come from different backgrounds, because you learn the most like that. So I'm just really excited to connect with other women who are on their own spiritual journeys and healing journeys and astrology loving or astrology learned journeys, holistic health, other intuitives, empaths. I'm just excited to provide you the value that I've learned, and also to gain other value from all you guys' all your stories and stuff. So yes. So think about what you need to feed your spirit. For me, like I said, it's connection, one of the things. Self-care for me too. I do need to get better with that, but I do want to do it like in a community too. So yeah, and if you think about whatever that comes out for you as far as feeding your spirit, that could be a hint at what new beginning that you need to be starting. Check your charts for where Taurus is, whatever house Taurus is ruling, that's where the new moon is going to be at. I'll put the exact degree so you can, if you want to be very exact. But I use whole sign charts, so I usually just look at whatever house Taurus is ruling, and then I know that's where the new moon is, and that's where I need to be applying this body care, or listening to my body, and feeding my spirit and all the things. That's where I know I'm going to need to apply this new moon, this new beginning in Taurus at. So yes. All right, so I hope that helped. I feel good about everything I explained. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I was a little nervous, but I feel really confident. I just feel really a lot more confident than I was the last time I did them. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up or whatever, like it, comment. I would love your engagement. I only do these videos for engagement, but I don't get that much engagement, but it's okay. But I'm excited for the days that I do get engagement, and I can get engaged in all of you guys on the Healthy Girl Healing on the new moon in Taurus. Okay, so we can talk about this new moon, and I can give you guys readings, and we can really connect and talk about this Taurus energy, and also create our rituals, because we are going to be creating our daily rituals. We're creating a ritual on the new moon in Taurus together, because we're about to be freaking intentional girls. We have stuff to get done, and we have a life to create for ourselves, and that starts with consistency and building rituals. Okay.